Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ramadan greetings to everyone. We continue our question and answers in Ruqya. Every Ramadan we have a popular question. The question is, do people continue to be afflicted by the jinns and sorcery in Ramadan? And the answer is yes. I will explain. Firstly, we must understand what is the affliction of the person. Is the person afflicted by sihr, by witchcraft? Are they afflicted by the jinns? Are they afflicted by evil eye and ayn and envy? Or are they afflicted by a combination of these, mainly sorceries and jinns? And this is mainly mostly the most popular affliction, the jinns and the sorceries. It depends on what they are afflicted by. Then we can understand what happens in Ramadan. If the person has sorcery, they have witchcraft before Ramadan, it will continue to affect them and take effect on them in Ramadan. This is, you must understand, sihr and witchcraft, it can be done and it can be administered and it can be in the body by the jinns, placed in the body by the jinns, and you will get pains and you will get health problems. It can be in the stomach by eaten. It can be in the house, it can be in the business, it can be in the vehicle, you can walk on it, you can touch it. The sorcery can be far away with symbols and things the sorcerers use, like names and numbers and pictures and clothing, and it can be placed in special places like the graves and the water and the sea. All of this is sihr, it is witchcraft, and it has an effect on the person. This is not jinns. This is not the effect of the jinns. So someone who has sorceries before Ramadan, it will continue to affect their life in Ramadan. If the sorcery is in their stomach and it is eaten, they will continue to have health problems. And whatever is the objective of the sorcery, if it's to block their life, it's to break the marriage, so if it's in the business to stop the money and the clients, it will continue to have effect. However, the effect and the effect of the jinns in Ramadan, it has, we notice it is decreases in Ramadan because the jinns, they are affected by the Quran. Jinns get hurt and they get burned. The rebellious jinns, they get hurt and burned by the Quran. And this is ruqya. Ruqya is to recite and to burn the jinns. So we found in Ramadan that because the month is the month of the Quran, it is a month of adhkar, it is the month of dua, it is a month of salah. Everyone increases in their ibadat in Ramadan. We found that the jinns, they get burned and they get affected and they run away from the victims. They even run away from the sorcerers. Subhanallah. So the effect of the jinn, it decreases in Ramadan. It decreases in Ramadan. But the sihr, the sorcery, it remains. Sihr and sorcery is removed by Quranic medicine. Recitation of Quran that is done in water or oil or hijama, and it applies to the body and to the person's life, and it will remove and cancel the effect of sihr. But the jinns, they are be affected by the recitation of the Quran. So this is why the jinns, they run away in Ramadan. But in the sihr, the effect of sihr, it remains with the person. So what about the devils and the shayateen being chained? Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the rebellious devils, they are chained in Ramadan, the shayateen. The shayateen, they are not like the jinns who work for sorcerers. Okay, shayateen are the rebellious. They are the ones above the normal jinns. They are like demons. They instruct the sorcerer. They carry out the work of iblis. They make the people go into disbelief. They teach the sorcerers their work, but they are not like the jinns who work for the sorcerers. The jinns who work for sorcerers, they continue to do their work for sorcerers. They get their payments of sacrifices and blood, and they have agreements with them to do their work. And the jinns continue to work in Ramadan for the sorcerers. But we found that because the shayateen are chained in Ramadan, the sorcerers, they become vulnerable in Ramadan. Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar. And the Raqis and the patients, if they increase in Ruqya in Ramadan to break their sorceries, and they increase in the dua against the sorcerers and fighting the sorcerers and converting the jinns and putting them against the sorcerers, they can dominate and they can break the sorcerer's work. And subhanallah, this is a very good to be done in Ramadan because the sorcerers, they don't have the power of the shayateen. The shayateen powers the sorcerers work, they strengthen the sorcerers work, and because they don't have this, we can break and destroy the sorcerers work and their sanctuaries in Ramadan. Subhanallah. So the Raqis must continue their ruqya, and they must focus a lot of their dua against the sorcerers and converting the jinns and breaking the sorceries of the patient to break the sorcerers work. Subhanallah. We also found we notice, subhanallah, in Ramadan, in some countries and some cities in the world, that sorceries and the attack of the jinns increase in Ramadan. Subhanallah. This is the cities and the source and the countries that sorcerers are many and they dominate the such cities. And Islamophobia is very high. The sorcerers, they understand the power of Ramadan, sometimes even more than the Muslim. They know this great month is coming. The shayateen and the devil masters are running away to be chained, and their work are being destroyed because of the Quran and the descents of the angels and the nur in this month and the dua of the believer. The sorcerers, they become angry and they prepare many sorceries in Ramadan and before Ramadan to attack the Muslims in Ramadan, to get them ill for Ramadan, to make them not have happy Ramadan, to hurt their marriages, to make problems with money and charity and iftar and taraweeh and all these things in Ramadan. They attack the Muslims. Ramadan. Subhanallah. We found in some cities, patients, they in Ramadan they get more sick. Out of Ramadan they can fast. In Ramadan they can't fast. They can't go for Taraweeh. They become sick and ill. The Imams become sick. The Mu'adhin they become sick. Subhanallah. This is the effect of the work of the sorcerers and the jinns against the Muslim in Ramadan. Subhanallah. But we must understand that we can fight the sorcerers and break their work in Ramadan, and we encourage the Raaqis to continue making dua and fighting the sorcerers, breaking the work with the ruqya, and the patients they must continue to make dua so they can become cured in this month fully, inshallah. We ask Allah to grant them shifa, all the people who are sick. We ask Allah to break the sorcerers work in this month and to accept our dua in this month. Ameen ya Rab. Assalamu alaikum.